Kajabi rose their prices, and I see a lot of people who are really pissed off, and other people say, hey, okay, we have a new price, but we get a lot extra. In this video I will break down the new Kajabi pricing plans that will start from September 16, 2025, and these plans will continue in 2026. If you're already on Kajabi, you will start paying new prices from January 13, 2026, starting with the next payment after this date. For all the new people, the new plans will be there for everybody. But if you are already on Kajabi, you might think, hey, what's this with me? Should I stay or should I go? And if I go, there will be trouble. But if I stay, it might be double. And Kajabi did a lot to double what you get. So let me show you where Kajabi came from and where they are now. Let me take you to 2015. Kajabi rolled out their new all-in-one platform. In 2015, Kajabi started with the courses and created a website around it. And I was there and it was really limited. And in the next 10 years, they added a lot of new stuff, like additional payment service for PayPal. They added automations. They added a new partner program. The builder was completely revamped. In 2019, they added podcast and Kajabi payments came there. Then in 2023, they came with communities, and well, this was a lot of trouble also. But they managed, they changed it, they really updated the community, and now the community is the main part of the Kajabi app. And after these years, they came with newsletters, unlimited downloads, we'll talk about that later. They came with a branded app, so you can have your own app in the App Store, and people can download it without seeing it's from Kajabi. It's just your own app. And now in 2025 they came with 10 new features they have added to their app. And if you missed what these features are, you can watch my video Kajabi Evolved Part 1 and Part 2 to see these features more in depth. During these 10 years, Kajabi added a lot of new options to their platform. They evolved, they changed, they updated. And when something new is happening in the world, like AI, Kajabi is adapting it to their app. So that's really great. But what they never did was raising the prices. So they started in 2016 with their first pricing plan. And after all these years, after 10 years, they added more stuff into their Kajabi app, but they didn't raise the prices. Now they did. They rose it with about 25%. And that's tough. That's really tough for a lot of people. But coming from 2015 to 2025 without any raise, without no inflation correction, I think 25% it's acceptable. And then also the thought that they have added new stuff, new features, that makes it even more acceptable. And still there are a lot of people angry because now they say, hey, I pay 200 and now I need to pay 250. And what do I get? I think if you have a healthy business, the price raise shouldn't be a problem considering you paid the same price for the last 10 years. And also I don't like that they raised their prices. I started with Kajabi in 2016, but I'm glad with the journey they made and where they are standing now because this is helping my business. In 2016 I started with Kajabi to sell my own courses. But I really loved the platform and I really loved to learn everything there was to know about the platform and also to create my own templates for Kajabi. And during these 10 years, we've evolved to be a partner for Kajabi, creating templates that enhance the motivation for your students and that improves the conversions on your sales pages. If you want to know more about our templates, visit Jiffy Course Online, where you see all our Kajabi enhanced templates. Since 2016, I helped over 1,100 Kajabi users to improve their businesses, to build their courses, to build their websites, and to create really wonderful gamified fun courses people were talking about. And if you want to learn about the path I followed, you can download my Hitchhikers guide to 100K. In this guide, I will take you through 6 steps to build a 100k business yearly without building hundreds of courses, having multiple platforms, just to keep it simple and with a 20-hour business week on average. Click on the link, fill in your email address, and I will send the Hitchhikers guide immediately into your inbox. Now let's break down those Kajabi pricing plans. Actually, there are 4 plans. You have Kickstarter, Basic, Growth, and Pro. And the plan that you need depends on where you are with your business and how many products you want to have. The simple rule of thumb is if you have more products, go for a higher plan. But also with the higher plans come new features that are exclusively for these plans. So it might be these features that will trigger you to go to a higher plan. When you sign up for Kajabi, Kajabi will mostly send you to the Kajabi growth plan on a monthly basis. During your trial time, you can play with everything that's in growth, but remember, you can always switch back to one of the lower plans. You don't need to use everything from growth. Kajabi wants to keep you on this platform, and that's why they give you a 20% discount on annual plans. When you switch to monthly plans, you pay more, about 20% more. And these are the prices for Kajabi plans when you pay every month. So if you're happy and if you're satisfied with Kajabi and you can afford it, it's better to switch to an annual plan because you get that 20% discount immediately into your pockets. The prices you see, they might look pretty high when you compare them with other platforms, and I agree with that. Yes, they're not the cheapest. Kajabi isn't the cheapest platform when you just look at their prices. You need to look what you're getting for those prices. As Kajabi is an all-in-one platform, they give you everything you need for that business. You have everything in one hand, and that makes it really affordable. You don't need video hosting somewhere. You don't need ActiveCampaign or MailChimp somewhere to run your email campaigns. You don't need a separate website builder or a WordPress platform. Everything is integrated, and if everything is integrated, it's easier to work with it. You will also save a lot of time because you don't need to duct tape all those tools together. You don't need Zapier to duct tape your tools. It's just easy to use as one platform. So don't focus only on the price. Look at the price combined with what you get, but also with the ease of use and the time that you will save by using just one platform. Let's talk a little bit about the 4 pricing plans. The Kickstarter plan is really the lowest plan, and it's just for the people who are starting building their online business. There are a lot of people who never did anything online and they need to learn everything. Well, start with Kickstarter. That's perfectly for you if you're one of those people. You can build your website, you can build a course, you can even build your community on Kajabi. But there are a lot of limitations on this Kickstarter plan. First, you only have the option to get 250 contacts. So this is good to start during the first few months, but at some point you might have more people than 250 and you need to go to the next plan. Another limitation of the Kickstarter plan is that you cannot use your own custom domain. So your website will be something like mywonderfulplace.mykajabi.com. If you want to have www.mywonderfulplace.com, that's not possible with the Kickstarter plan. So if you want to have your own custom domain, you need to switch to basic or a higher plan. When I look at the Kickstarter plan, this is really for the people learning about online business and not spending too much money on their platform. If you're a slow grower, just go with this Kickstarter plan. But if you already have some kind of community and you know what you're gonna build in Kajabi, the basic plan is probably more something for you. All the plans in Kajabi now have the community as a basic feature. So it doesn't matter in which plan you are, but when it comes to products, They say, hey, in Kickstarter is 1 and in Basic you have 5 products. So what's a product? A product can be a course. A product can be a membership. A product can be your coaching program. A product can be a download. But you can have as many downloads as you like. If you have a library with 50 meditations or something like that, it just counts as one product. But if you have 50 different courses, then they all count as a product. So it depends on what you're using. Just think about products mainly are your courses, your membership, it's your coaching program, maybe it's podcast, maybe it's the download, but it only counts for one, even if you have 50. And if you want to combine a few things, so like you want to have a course with a membership and with a coaching program, you have 3 products and maybe a download, that's 4 products. You are fine in this basic plan. The next thing is that the number of contacts is 2,500. And if you have more than that, you need to switch to the Grow plan. The 2 things that comes with the basic plans that are not in the Kickstarter plan is the custom domain. And we discussed this with Kickstarter. I think if you're a serious business, you need to have your custom domain. The other thing is that you have third-party integrations, and you can think about integrating with Facebook or Google Analytics, or maybe you want to connect it to your own MailChimp platforms. But what I said, you don't need to have MailChimp anymore. Then we come to the growth plan. Well, the growth plan is their most popular plan, and it's the plan I think most serious businesses will find themselves. It's really packed with all the stuff you need to run your business, and you only need to switch to Pro if you want to have multiple websites or you want to have features like the branded app for in your app store. So the first thing with growth is that the number of products goes up to 50. Well, 50 is for most businesses really enough. I don't know how to get there because 50 courses is really a lot and you can't have 50 communities. Oh no, communities don't count. You can't have 50 memberships. Maybe with coaching, if you have a lot of coaching programs, that would count up the number to 50. So I think 50 is for most businesses really enough. 25,000 contacts is also a great number to start your business and to make a lot of money with. If you need more, you can contact Kajabi to get some add-ons, or maybe at some point, if you have 100,000 people, Pro would be a better option because there are so many people you can give to. What comes with growth are the additional features, and there are many here. You can find them here. And there are some smaller ones, like removing the Kajabi branding. This means that there's no longer a line of text at the bottom of your website said powered by Kajabi. So that's small. But you get also access to the affiliate program. This means that people can sell your stuff and you can reward them with a kickback fee. You have advanced automations, and I always use advanced automations. An advanced automation is an automation with a condition in it. So if a normal automation is, if you opt in for my form, I send you an email. That's normal automation. Opt in, send an email. A conditional automation is, if you opt in for my website, I send you this email if you didn't had this email before. If you don't have this tags. So that if part is a condition, and that's what they called advanced automation. So if you need that if part, you need a growth plan. And then there are a few new features that are just here since September 2025. The first one is the universal inbox. And this is an inbox on Kajabi where you can manage also your Instagram and your Facebook DMs. You can have also comment to DM, so you can respond with them and you can add automations to your DM. So if you have a community on Instagram or Facebook, this is really interesting to get those people inside Kajabi. And with the universal inbox and the comment to DM, it's getting more easy to get those people on your own mailing list. Another tool is cohort coaching, and cohort coaching means that you can start groups of people at the same time in the same course, and you can also do live trainings in these courses. So you can have a group of people on September 1st and another group on January 1st, and they follow the same curriculum, but they do it like they are in a school class. That's cohort courses. And the last thing they have is webhooks, and webhooks is a tool you can use to add after your purchases and send that information to another platform for better analytics or other stuff you like to do. So why switch to the growth plan? For me, the main reasons to be in growth and not in Kickstarter or basics are the number of products and the number of contacts. But then the advanced automations is for me the most important reason to always be in growth or higher. And if you have a community on Insta or on Facebook, growth can also be very interesting because of the new features they have added for those platforms. And then we have people who are interested in Pro. So what's Pro giving more than the other platforms? Well, as we saw that 50 products are really high and Pro has unlimited products, that might not be the reason to go to Pro. 100,000 contacts, that can be a reason, but what's really a good reason is that you get 3 websites, and every website can have their own community, and they are 3 totally independent websites from each other. If you have 2 websites, maybe because you want to have multiple languages, or maybe you have different businesses, the Pro plan gives you the option to have multiple websites. You don't need to have 3 times Grow. You can have just 1 time Pro. With Pro, all the other additional features that Growth has comes, but they have a few more features that are specially only for the Pro plan. The first one is they have a dedicated success manager, and this means that you can talk with a Kajabi specialist about building your business just for free. It's not for free, it's just part of the Pro plan. Another tool they have is the video transcriptions and translations, and I really like this feature because now you can upload your video and they make a transcript from it, and you can have multiple captions, multiple undertitles, multiple languages inside that video, and people can switch between those languages. They have the option to use the API, pretty technical, and the custom code editor is a way to edit your Kajabi templates at a really low level. And for most people, they will never do that. If you want to add some JavaScript or some CSS code on your website, you can do this in any template, in any plan. There's a big misunderstanding that people think, hey, I cannot add my custom code to my template. Yes, you can still do that. There's nothing changed. The custom code editor is for the nerds like me who really love to enhance templates and create tools to sell them. But if you're just a Kajabi user, you will never use it. So forget about it. Not a reason to go to Pro if you don't use it. And one really nice features that they have added the branded mobile app to the Pro plan for free. So if you're in growth and you want to have the branded mobile app, you better switch to Pro because you get it for free. And if you stay in growth with the branded mobile app, you will pay this for growth and you will pay an additional $199 for the branded app. So if you want to have your own app, go to Pro and you have all the extra features. If you don't have Kajabi yet, you can start with Kajabi with the link below, and you can find the best deal that's currently available for Kajabi. I always can give you a 30-day free trial for Kajabi, but I might have a better deal that gives you more opportunities or a better discount for Kajabi. So check it out, and if you sign up for Kajabi, you will also get access to our bonus package that we'll tell you more about on this link. There are a few more things we need to discuss. First, about the payment fees. Kajabi says that they do not reap your benefits. You create and you keep everything you earn. And with Kajabi, they have Kajabi payments and there are plans with that. Well, what's happening? Every payment provider takes some part of your earnings, and Kajabi is no different. So if you are selling your product through Thrivecart or through Stripe or through another platform, you need to pay those platforms. And normally these fees are around, say, 2 and 3%. it depends on the country where you are and what kind of credit card they are using. Kajabi Payments is using Stripe, so they match the fees that you are paying for Stripe also. There's no difference with that. And on the Kajabi pricing page, you will find the fees here. And it's a lot of information. It also depends in which country you are and what they are calculating for you. There's not much we can do about. The only thing I like to say is that when you go from Kickstarter to the Pro plan, you get a little discount on those fees. So with Kickstarter you have no discount, but on Pro you get a 0.1% discount. So that's on every $100,000 in revenue you get 100 discount. Well, not a reason for me to switch plans. It's just a nice add-on. What led to more discussion is the third-party provider fees they are using. And what's a third-party provider fee? As Kajabi mentioned, this is any third-party payment provider. Well, we need to discuss this first, because a third-party payment provider in Kajabi, there's only one, and this is Kajabi Stripe. This is the platform they integrated with, and people were using Kajabi Stripe, and now they're actually forced to go to Kajabi Payments. But if you're using another third-party payment provider like My Own Link to Pay or like Thrivecard, or if you have embedded your own Stripe solution with Kajabi, Kajabi is not seeing what is happening on those platforms, and they cannot calculate any fee on that. So this third-party payment provider fee is only applicable, difficult word for me, so this third-party payment provider fee is only for the people who were using Kajabi Stripe before. But for all the people who are new to Kajabi, this is not for you. If you're new to Kajabi, you can use Kajabi Payments. There's no problem for you. But let's come back to the pricing Kajabi is offering. And we discussed what's in those packages. And there are many features that you will not find elsewhere or that you need other platforms for. For example, if you want to have 25,000 contacts in active campaign, you will pay probably more than this. And you only have your email marketing on that platform. So you also need your website, you need your membership, and you need your payment provider and integrations. That's all costs money. And if you take all those separate platforms, combine them with integrations, with Zapier, with all the work you need to put into it to get it working, Kajabi is probably more interesting to use. It's all in one. This means that all the integrations are done for you. You will save time, you will save money, because you don't need all those different platforms. So coming at the end of this video, I think Kajabi added a lot of value to their packages during the last 10 years. They came with a new price plan, and yes, I think it's still valuable with those new prices, because doing it all yourself is way more work. If you have come so far in this video, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. If you haven't done it so far, you can download the Hitchhikers guide with the link below. And if you're not on Kajabi yet, just follow the link you see now on the screen and you will get the best deal that's available for Kajabi, including our bonus package. You will find more information on this link. Don't forget to watch my other videos, Kajabi Evolved Part 1 and Part 2, and it will give you more detail what's happening with all the new features that Kajabi has added in September 2025. You will find a link here also. I hope to see you in the next video. I'm Bastiaan the Koning from Hitchhikers Online. Thank you for watching.